Well, hello there. Today we're going to be learning how to make this, a clean, scrollable pitch deck website built entirely in Canva. It's designed to impress sponsors, wow potential partners, and help you land real opportunities as a content creator. Let me show you exactly how to build it step by step, again, using entirely Canva. So before we dive into building the full out pitch deck, I just want to show you what all you can do in Canva in terms of building websites. So let's go and start with just say you have a project sort of like this. This is a presentation that I'd made for my new course that's out. This is module 1, design basics. But if you have a presentation just like this, with all your different pages or slides built out for your presentation, you can very easily just right here, the way that it sits, hit share, hit website, and you can give it a name right here. And so I could name it, SDL for, Stream Design Lab, module 1. And when I'm ready, I can go ahead and publish it. I can go here into settings. I can change out, the favicon if I want to. I can kind of change it like that. So it actually has the logo. I can turn on search engine visibility, password protection, social media share. I can put a description, all that kind of stuff. But what we're going to do here is I'm just going to, republish it. Yours would just say publish, and then after just a few moments, it would go live, and you'd actually have a link that you could send to anyone and let them go look at your presentation. Now, this is very bare bones. This is very simple. But you'll notice one cool thing, that all my animations are there. And so whenever I click, to the next page, it brings in all my animations, all my images, all my text, and I have like this little cursor here where all you got to do is click to go to the next page. And so let's say you wanted to create a presentation, a click-through example that really all people can do. They can't interact with any other way except to progress or go backwards. This is a great way to do this. Just build out the presentation, publish it as a website, send that link right there to literally anyone, and they'll have access to your website, your presentation that you just built. Now, plenty of cool use cases for that, but I thought that was just really cool, really easy to use. There's also an absolute ton of presentation templates so you can get it to look exactly how you want. So for now, let's go back over here to Canva, and I want to show you before we build out the entire pitch deck, because my pitch deck is completely custom. I want to show you how to use a template. And so same with Canva, there's going to be a ton of templates for anything. If you go here and you just type in website, you're going to come and you're going to find a ton of website templates, right? All different kinds, all different styles. Let's see. We'll see if we can find more of like a gaming themed one. This one's kind of cool, right? This is almost like a resume, which would work well for a pitch deck, which is what we are going to be building. So you can always start with something like this. Let's just keep looking for a moment. Okay. Let's go with something like this, just because I can show how to edit a few things. We can build out some elements, and we can make the button function and stuff. So let's go with this. We're just going to go to customize this template, and it's going to go ahead and open up a website design. And as you can see, there are multiple like sections here. So there are a difference in sections and pages. I have different sections, and if I go all the way to the bottom of this, I can go and add a new section. Of course, the section limit to this one's reached, so we are kind of locked there. But I could, delete this section, and then I could come back and add another section in there, just like that. You can see there's a poll and things like that we can put on there to interact with, which is really cool. But let's go ahead and look at how to just edit the website. So first thing I want to do is I want to change out the branding. Let's go ahead and add the Dr. Hill's brand colors to it. I'm just going to shuffle it on there till it looks good. I like that, actually. It looks really good. Okay. I'm going to swap out that logo for the Dr. Hill's brand logo. And if you haven't set up your brand kit yet for your streaming or your content brand, you absolutely need to do that, because that makes this kind of stuff so much easier. But I can come right here. There we go. And delete all that. And now I have the Dr. Hill's brand, right? I could say, check out. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up as I go. Hold on. This is grouped, so I can't make it bigger. Here we go. Check out my content like that. Okay. definitely just making stuff up. There's not an E at the end of content. There we go. Whatever. We can put whatever we want. Let's say we have an image. Let me go to my uploads here. I'm just going to put this thumbnail in here and I'll kind of drag it over there. Right. We have some stuff happening now. Let's say we have a button here and I actually want this button to go to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to say watch now. And all I have to do is navigate to my YouTube, right? / Dr. Heels. And then I'm just going to copy that. Now, if you just know the URL, you don't have to do that. But we're going to click on it right here. We're going to hit these 3 dots. And then we are going to go right here where it says link. And then we're just going to put in that link that we copied and hit done. And now if anyone clicks on that button, it is going to take them directly to my YouTube channel. And so now I have a functional button. Now we can go to this next section, but let's say we actually want, if someone clicks that button, we want them to bring it to this section right here of the page. And so I can actually go here and I can hit these 3 dots. I can go to edit link. I can delete this out. And now I can go down here to pages in this document. And now any of these sections, if you click on that button, I can have it take you to that section. So let's just select that section. We'll hit done. Now let's just go to preview for a moment. There we go. Now if I click this, it's going to bring you to that section of the website. So you can see kind of how using these very basic mechanics, you can build out a really good functional website. And again, this is just using a template that was already here. Any of these buttons like this, we could link. If I ungroup it, I can just, come in here and I can link this to my YouTube, right? And so now if we go to preview, I'll go right here. If I click that, it's going to open up my YouTube. Okay. Very simple. As someone who has built websites for many, many years, this is the simplest website builder I've ever encountered. And I've worked with every WYSIWYG out there. I've worked with WordPress and Squarespace and everything else. And I will say this, I will not say that it is the most powerful, but it is the easiest to use and easiest to build something completely custom. So let's go ahead and do that now. So let's go back to Canva, and I'm just going to close down a few of these tabs I don't need. And I'm going to go home. I actually didn't have to go home. I can just click create right here. I'm going to click create. I'm going to type in website, let it load up. There's the website. And now I have a completely blank document and I can build it out however I want. Now, I had built a PDF pitch deck many years ago. And in fact, I'll show you the analytics that are still on it. And this is my old pitch deck. This is back when this channel you're watching right now had around 200 subscribers. So this is a very old pitch deck, but I spent a lot of time working on it. And so my goal now is to rebuild it as a website that I can then go back into and edit very easily, which I think is funny that it's easier for me to edit a website than it is to edit a Photoshop file. But for me to open this in Photoshop and get in and ungroup everything and kind of do what I need to do to edit it, it would just take forever. Honestly, I could build the website faster, right? And so we're going to rebuild this exact pitch deck that I've used countless times to get countless sponsors. And yeah, we're going to be rebuilding this in Canva as a website, completely from scratch. So first thing that I would encourage you to do is create a Canva doc and go in and add all the information you're going to need. Trust me, I've built websites for 13 years now. Get all the information you need before you start building. It makes the process so much easier, right? And so I have my About Me section. I have my audience overview, because at the end of the day, your sponsors care about your audience because that's who they're trying to get as customers, right? And so have your audience overview and then go and get your analytics. So this is my Dr. Hill's YouTube. This is my, as of today, which is April 7th, this is my active lifetime analytics, which I have reached over 1 million views on this channel, which is amazing. And then here are my Twitch analytics. And I will admit, since January, I have not been streaming. I've cut down to just 1 day a week. I've been focusing a little bit more on YouTube and a little bit more on on real life and what I have going on there. But YouTube is currently my focus. And so then I have my second channel, which many of you may not even know about, but it's just my name, Jeff Evans. And it has the analytics for that. A little bit bigger in subs, but less in views, which I just thought was interesting. Since it's an older channel, more subs, I thought it would have more views and watch time and impressions. That it does not. So anyway, I have all this here. I just created this in a Canva document so I can access it and reach back and get that information at any given time. So let's go ahead and start. And again, I'm modeling this after my pitch deck, right? Or here's my PDF pitch deck, right? And so one of the first things I want what is called a hero image. And this is just when you first click there, it is kind of, if I were talking about like graphic design, I would talk about the hierarchy. And so the idea of the hero image is it tells you what the website is about and basically tempts you to want to view more. And so I want very clearly to show that this website, this pitch deck, is about me and what I can provide for you, right? So what we're going to do here is again, I only have one section, and I would recreate this, but honestly, I don't know where this image is, and I didn't feel like taking another image. But if you wanted to recreate something like this, it would be very simple to do. I went ahead and grabbed a screenshot of that pitch deck. And so all I'm going to do is put that screenshot right here. But again, if you've watched any of my Canva videos, you know how simple this would be to make. Canva is very easy to work with. I'm going to bring it about that height, and I want to zoom in until it's about full screen. I'm not going to work entirely with it full screen because I like a little bit more room to breathe. But while I'm working on sizing, I want this to be kind of full screen because I even noticed on the one that I published on the website, everything was a little bit bigger than I intended it to be because I was working primarily zoomed out. And so I'm going to zoom in while I build my menu bar up here. So first thing, you can kind of do this menu bar however you want, but you'll notice I'm calling it a menu bar. It's literally just the background. But I'm bringing my image nearly to the top. And then I'm going to click right here and I want to change the color. And again, I have my Dr. Heals brand kit already pulled up. It's going to make my life a whole lot easier. I want to give it a gradient, but then I want to come in and kind of edit this gradient as well. So I clicked out, and once I click back, it's now one of my document colors. And so I can click right here to edit the gradient. And I just want it actually to be on both sides. So I'm going to do it as radial. So I have purple, blue, purple. But really there were plenty of options that I could have went with, but I liked the way the radial looked. And then I want to put my logo over here. And then I want to have just clickable links over here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go right back to my brand kit. I'm going to grab my Dr. Heals icon is what I call this one, is my icon. Make it very, very small. Put it right here. And then I'm just going to use my arrow keys to kind of center it where I want it. That looks pretty good. Maybe off this just a hair. There we go. And then I can go right here and go and hit body and grab my body text because I've already set up all my fonts. And now I can get rid of that. I don't need it now. Okay, so we're going to say our first link. Oh, actually, one thing I want to do is I want to make sure that my icon actually takes you to like the home page. Now, this is going to be a one-page design, so everything's going to be right here together. But I'm going to click on my icon, and I'm going to click the three dots, and I'm going to do link. And then I'm going to say, take me to a place, and I just want it to take me to section 1, just like that. Okay. All right, so now this is going to be the about me. Just like this, and I'm going to put it up here, and I can already tell that size is way too big. Let's go to about a 12, and then I'm going to hit my advanced settings. I want to bump my letter spacing just a little bit. Maybe let's make it all caps. Yeah, I think that looks good. Let's bring it down to an 11. There we go. And now I'm going to try to center it here, and I'm just going to bring it over, holding down Shift now to keep it in line. And now I'm going to hold down Alt and hold down Shift. I need to get whatever that plugin is that shows you the buttons I'm pressing. And then I'm going to say YouTube. Okay. Alt and Shift. Basically, it does a copy, and then Shift keeps it on the line that I'm dragging across so it doesn't go move up or down. I'm going to say Twitch, and I don't have a better name for it, but I'm just going to put YouTube 2. And I'm going until my spacing is the same. I'm sorry, I'm not explaining that. Alt Shift again. And you see how it gives me those numbers down there, 30, 38, 39, 40. Well, I'm moving until it matches the spacing of the other ones. See, okay, that one's 38 and that one's 33. Let's go with 38. And I'll select these, holding down Shift. I'm going to move this out. Oh, it's not going to snap for me. We'll go with that right there. That looks good. Okay, we're just going to do YouTube 2. Oh, I should have typed that before I moved it to the 38. Okay, good enough. I'm not going to cry about it right now. All right, I'm just going to alt drag this over, and I'm going to select these. So I'm going to hold down shift and hit, I don't know, whatever the straight bar key is. It's the one above your enter key. If you know, put it in the comments what this one's called. I have no idea what this key is called. I'm going to drag it to the middle, kind of spaced up. Now I'm going to zoom in while I go to try to grab this to save myself a little bit of a headache. I'm going to hold down alt and shift again to drag. As soon as it tells me it's in the middle, I'm going to roll with it. Alt, shift, drag again. Just add some sort of little dividers there, right? And now that I have all those there, I'm just going to drag over and select them. And I'm going to kind of shift it over here to the side. Now, I do not have those linked to anything just yet, but as I build, I will link them to the next section. Okay, so there we go. Now I have a menu bar is what we just built. Now let's create our next section. Now, I'm again going to reference what I already have, which again, I built here. So now I'm building this section out right here. So I know I want the background to be black, and then I'll do this little square. Yeah, that's the shape. There we go. So let's change this black, and then I'm going to go over here to elements, and I'm just going to grab a square, and I want to make this about half the size. All right, I'm going to zoom out now while I'm working, just because, again, I like spacing. Drag till it snaps to half. Right there should be good. Okay, then here I'm going to select the color, and I'm going to go ahead and change it to my gradient. I'm actually going to click this one, and then that way I can move it like that. I like that one where it's a gradient coming from, like purple is coming from the corner going up. I think that looks really good. Now the next thing I need is I need a topographical element. You see I have one in the background here, but I no longer have access to that one I used. Fortunately, Canva has a ton. So I'm just going to type in topographical. And I would love to have one that is somewhat minimal, but I want to make sure it's a transparent background. But I also want one that, what's it called? Like tiles? Yes. No, that one does not tile. Okay, so let's keep looking. That one does not do what I want. I like the look of this one a lot. This one's pretty good. Is it tile? Does not tile. Okay, I'd found one earlier. You can, let's see, is it this one? I'd found one earlier that tiled perfectly. And so let me go just back here to my recently used and see if I can find it. I think it's this one. Yes, it's this one. Okay, so let me make it a color you can see, and I'll show you what I mean. So now if I alt drag and copy it down, it flows perfectly into each other, right? And so it does it this way. It also does it this way. And that way I can have one consistent, shape going through my whole website. And so I want to rotate this to 90 degrees. And then I'm going to kind of size it up like this. And then I'm going to hold down Alt and drag it over. And then I'm actually going to drag these till they're at this edge, and you'll see why in just a moment. And then I'm going to Alt drag to copy that over. Remember, if I'm holding down Alt, all it does is make a copy of it. So with these selected, I want to change the ones on this side to white. And so now you can see, like, even over the change of color, I have a perfectly fluid topographical pattern. Honestly, it's a little busier than I would like, but I'm not going to spend a bunch of time trying to find the right one. I'm just going to select all of them right now. I'm going to bring it down to about 20 opacity. And actually over here on these, I want to make these white with about 20 opacity. And I think that looks really good. It's subtle enough, but it adds something in the background, right? Now I'm going to go over here under brand. I'm just going to grab my header. I'm going to bring it right here. Now this is the part where I do want to zoom in again. I'm zooming in. My goal is just to make this as close to full screen so I can see what it's actually going to look like on the website. I'm just going to do about me. I'm actually not going to do all caps. I'm going to do all caps, but I want to type it out like this and then do all caps here. That way I can always change it if I want to. I'm going to go into my letter spacing and I'm going to bump this to about 200, I think. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to bring this down to about 35. I think that looks really good. Okay, center it here. And then I am going to go back under my brand. I'm going to grab my body text, come back over. I can already tell you that's going to be too big, but I'm going to delete that because I want to create a text box. That way, whenever I paste it in there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over, remember I have all my information right here. I'm going to copy this. You could also, by the way, if you don't already have that written out, you can go under text here and go to Magic Write and tell it to write out an About Me section, include this and that and all that stuff. I already had this one, so I'm going to go with it. Control V to paste it. Okay, now it's turned itself into a text box. I don't know. Okay, maybe I just need to do that from the beginning, but I'm just going to grab it there. I also want to make it left aligned. I want to add an extra line space in my paragraphs. I'm just trying to make it feel aesthetically pleasing. And to me, everything's a little bunched up. So I'm going to go here and I'm actually going to bump my line spacing a little bit, just like that. And I may actually bring us in just a hair to make it a little bit longer so it fills up the page just a little bit more without feeling, kind of daunting. Didn't mean to group that, but let's ungroup it here because I actually want both of these to be centered. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll go with that. Maybe we'll bump our text up to 11, make it feel a little better. Okay, so now that we have that one, I'm actually just going to grab both these. Again, holding down Alt, I'm going to copy these over to this side. Bring this over, and I may just have to eyeball this one about like that. Okay, and then here I want to put in, what did I title this one? Audience Overview. Audience Overview. There we go. And then I'm going to click here and I'm going to hold down Alt, which, okay, let me explain. So if I just drag here, it's dragging the right side out, but I have it centered. So I want to keep it centered. So I'm going to hold Alt and it's going to drag both sides out evenly. And I'm going to bump my size down until it's about the width of my paragraph, like that. I think looks really good. Okay, now let's go under here. We're going to copy our audience overview. And again, you can use Magic Write to write this out if you don't already have it. And yeah, just like that, looks pretty good. I'm actually going to adjust my spacing a bit more so it matches the distance of this one. So I'm going to go right here and I'm going to bring my line spacing about there. Looks good. Okay, and there we go. So now I have my audience overview. So let's go ahead. We could do this all at the end, but while I'm thinking about it, let's go and link our About Me section. So I can go here to the word About Me, click the 3 dots, click on Link down here, and then I can go to section 2. And there we go. I do not want it underlined, but there we go. Now it is linked to this. So let's go ahead. We're going to build out our next section. Again, I'm going to zoom out just a little so I have room to work. What we want to do is I want to add in a heading. So I'm just going to copy this one, Control C, coming down here, and I'm going to do Control V. Just like this, I'm going to type in, we'll just say Dr. Heels YouTube, drag it out like this. That looks pretty good. I feel like maybe the spacing doesn't look as good on this one, so let's go with 150. That feels better. I'm going to go under elements here. I want to just type in YouTube icon and find a nice YouTube icon. Perfect. I want to make sure, oh, it's not there. No, just kidding. It's black, so we're going to make it white. We're going to size it down. I think I want it a little bit larger. Hold down Alt to kind of drag size from the center so that it matches about the size. That looks good to me. I'm going to Control G to group them. I'm going to go under Position, go to Center, and I'm going to zoom back out. Perfect. Okay, so now I want to grab this, topographical pattern that I have right here, and I'm just going to, again, hold down Alt and drag it straight down, holding down Alt and Shift, because I want it to stay in line. Now, you look how it's perfectly connected right there. Then I'm going to click both these. I'm going to Alt, drag these back over till they snap into place right there. And there we go. Now, if you see my whole page, my topographical pattern is perfectly flowing, right? Okay, so now I have my Dr. Hill's YouTube. Oh, this is going to be annoying, so I'm going to grab all of these. I'm going to position them. I'm going to send them to the back, and then I'm going to lock them. So now that they are locked, I can no longer select them. And so now I can work on top of them quite easy. So again, what I want to do is create blocks that have my information in them. So we're just going to go right here under Elements, clear out that search, just grab a basic white square or a basic square. I'm going to hold down Alt and Shift to keep that perfect square shape. If I don't hold down Shift, you can see it kind of goes, creates weird shapes. If I hold down Shift, it'll lock it to a square. I think that looks pretty good. Again, I'm going to zoom in to kind of show myself what it's going to look like at about full page. Yes, that's perfect. Okay, I'm not too keen on the spacing right now. I'm just leaving it right there. Click that, make it white. Then I want to grab and basically Alt drag this over. I just need another square. And then I'm going to hold down Shift to size it down about like that. And I'm going to bring it to the middle of my square. And I'm going to make this one black. And that's just basically where I'm going to put my icon. I just want to put a little bit of, dress it up. I'm going to click this. I'm going to go down one arrow key press. Just for whatever reason, it says that it's lined up, but I can see a little white line. And so I'm going to grab it and press down. There we go. Now let's go ahead and build out one full block. So the one I'm going to build out now is for Dr. Drill's YouTube. So it's going to be subs 10.5K. All right. So let's go here. I'm going to go text. I'm just going to hit my body text. I'm going to bring it here and I'm going to try to center it like that. Obviously I can't see it. So I'm going to make it black. I'm going to make it all caps. I'm going to bring it down to about 11. And then I'm going to up my letter spacing. Let's do 150. Like that. Okay. So now that that's there, let's go ahead, type in subs. And now I want one that is, a bit thicker. So let's go back to our brand. We're just going to pick a title. I'm going to hold down Alt, drag out. The sizing to me actually looks really good. So we're just going to roll with that. And it is 10.5. Is that what I said? Okay. So maybe the sizing is a little big. Let's bump it down to 40. Okay. And my spacing, everything looks good. Now let's put a little icon in there. I think for subs, what do I use? What did I use here? Oh, just a little like people icon. So I'm just going to go under elements and I'm going to say people icon. Click see all under graphics. The reason I'm choosing this one is because it has thicker lines. See how the line is kind of cut out right here? And at a very small size, you're going to want that thicker line. I'm going to make it white. I'm going to hold down Alt to kind of drag to the center. Then I'm going to click this over here and I'm going to place it inside of that. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to group the white and black together. Then I'm going to select all of it. And then I'm just going to Alt drag until it's about centered. There we go. And Alt drag over. And I'm just going to not space it the same as that one. I'm going to fix my spacing. For whatever reason, it is failing me. My lock. So one of the things that I've done for a really long time is my red circle trick is what I call it. You don't have to make it red, but I always do. That way I know to remove it. Hold down Shift. There we go. That's perfect spacing. I'm going to bring it here. And now I know my spacing, right? There we go. Now I delete these. I'm going to group these for just a moment, just so that I can center them in the page. Make sure they're centered. There we go. Okay. Now I want to ungroup them. But now I'm going to select all three and I'm going to copy them. And the reason I'm doing that is because I have 6 elements. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I want to get. Now, obviously, if I have 7 or 8 or 4, I would change my sizing and everything. But for this, because I have 6, I just want 3 on top, 3 on bottom. Okay, so now we just work our way through. Next is going to be views. Oh, let's make this bigger. I wish I'd have done that before I copied all these. Let's just do it now because that is too small for pretty much any of my other words. And on all future pages, I'm just going to copy this one page. So once we make this page, we can edit from there. So 1.1 million views. I can go to elements. I can go to icon. We want something that's going to, represent views. And I think this does well. Again, we're going to make it white. Alt drag down. Right here. I'm going to hold down Control to click the icon behind. There we go. Okay. Next is watch time. And so I'm going to pause right here and to finish these out real quick, and then we'll jump back into working on the next page. Okay, just like that, we have all of these done, and I can actually call this page done. I could always add a little line down here that says, analytics as of this, or analytics garnered from YouTube, or, any kind of like disclaimer like that. For now, I just wanted to put my brand logo kind of on the bottom of each page. That way, if any screenshots ever shared or, shared around, anything like that, that I at least have my brand mark on each of these pages. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create our Twitch section. And I have 2 YouTube, 1 Twitch, so I was going to do the YouTube channels as a black background, the Twitch as a white background, just to add some differentiation there. So let's go ahead and do add section. And actually, I'm going to ungroup all my topographical marks here because I would like to actually copy those as well. I'm just going to select everything that's here, Control C, Control V to paste it down, just like that. And as you can see, our topographical marks have transferred perfectly. I am going to actually change these to black. And so now it's going to look like they disappeared. I'm going to click here and I'm going to press Control to click the background behind it. So if you click once, you select the thing. And then if you hold down Control and click again, it selects the thing behind the thing. Hopefully that made sense. And I'm going to go ahead and make that white. There we go. Okay, so now I want to ungroup this. And I'm going to make this black. And then I'm going to make this icon. Actually, I'm just going to delete that icon. And I'm going to go grab a Twitch icon. Just like this. We'll grab that Twitch icon. I'm going to kind of put it to the edge there. I'm going to hold down Shift, bring it in like that, bring it over. We'll do, there we go, Dr. Hill's Twitch. Oh, come on. Hold down Shift to keep it in line. Group these together. Go position, go center. There we go. Okay, so now what we need to do is basically change all of these, basically reverse the colors. So I'll show one and then I'll pause and do the rest. All right, so we're gonna take that one, we're gonna make it black, then I'm gonna grab this, and I can't get the, okay, so we're gonna grab those, we're gonna make those white, just like that. We're gonna actually ungroup this square. Now I can click this square and I can make it white, and then I can grab these little people and I can make them black. So there we go. We just reverse the colors, what we're going to do on everything. Okay, and so there we go. Now I have my Twitch, and then I could simply come in and copy, go and add another section and add this. But what I wanted to show real quick, just another thing, is let's say I didn't want this to be a full single page website. What I could do now is I could add a page right here. And let's go ahead and rename this page, and we'll call this one Jeff Evans YouTube, right? I don't like the length of that, but we'll go with it for now. I'm going to click back over here, and I'm just going to copy all of this over real quick. And then I'm going to go to this page and I'm going to paste it all in here. You know, nah, I don't like the gradient background. Let's just put it as the black background like this. We're going to say, Jeff Evans. Now I'll group it back, position, center it up. Okay. Now edit all this information. I'm not going to for this example. But now that I have a separate page, it's actually going to create a menu bar for me whenever I preview it. And so now you see here that it's created a menu bar for me rather than the one that I created for myself. So if you are going to do multiple pages, do not create your own menu bar. It'll create it for you. You could actually go right here though and turn off the navigational menu if you wanted to. And so it's easy as that, but if you don't want to create your own, you can do multiple pages and it'll create it for you. I do like that it has a hover effect. To the best of my knowledge, there's not a way to do a hover effect on anything else. Unfortunately, I do like a hover effect. See how whenever my mouse goes over, it goes white. That's nice, but we can actually turn off the navigational menu and I'll just link that to the next page. So let's go ahead and link up our menu. So let's click this YouTube, click 3 dots. I'm going to hit link. And this one is just going to be for our first YouTube. So it's going to be our section 3, just like that. So I can do it link or an embed. Interesting. Okay, hit done. I'm going to go here to this Twitch one, and I'm going to turn off the underline on all of them in just a moment. I'm going to go to link. I'm going to go down to right here. I'm going to go down to section 4, hit done. And then under this YouTube right here, I'm going to click these 3 lines. We're going to go to link. And then this one, I am going to go to this page and the section of that page, just like that. Now I want to turn off all these underlines, just like that. And there we go. Now, if I want to publish it, I'm just going to hit publish website. I'm going to change the name. So it's always going to have whatever you started your site address is. So mine's drheels.mycanva.site-body. I want to name this pitch deck 2. And then I'm going to go under settings. I want to change this right here to my Dr. Heels icon. This is called your favicon. It's basically what shows up here in the little, top section. So then I want to change not to be body, but Dr. Heels is the best, right? Obviously change yours to something that makes sense that you'd want sponsors to see. I just put that for silliness. All right, that is good. We're going to continue to publish. Again, I'm going to rename this to pitch deck 2. Nope, not 3, 2. And then I'm going to hit publish. And it's going to take just a moment to fully publish my website, and it is going to be fully on the internet. Like now I can hit view website. And there we go. I can go to my YouTube information. I can go down here to my Twitch information. What I should have done is I should have had each one of these icons navigate back to the top so that, if you're here, you can click the icon and navigate back to the top. Then I can go to YouTube 2, which is going to open up a whole new page just by itself. And then, of course, I didn't give myself a way to get back. So if you ever build another page, make sure you also include your menu bar so that people can navigate around. And then if you actually need to go and edit something like we're going to do right now, we can very easily click edit design. It basically unpublishes it or removes it from the internet for just a moment. I'm going to grab this right here, Control C, click here, Control V to kind of paste it in. And then I want to grab a small bar like this, drag it across, bring it down just a hair like that. To take our color, make it this color. I'm going to position it to the back. Forward in front of the topographical is what I want. There we go. And that is probably nowhere near the right size. I could absolutely do my little red circle trick and make sure I get it to the right size. But honestly, this video's went a little bit too long already. So now I'm going to hit share, or I'm just going to hit publish website. I may have to edit things again. I don't know. No, it saved it. So continue to publish, republish, let it go. Now go back to view website. There we go. It has all my stuff. Now if I go to my second page, there we go. And I still have my button, and I can click right here. That'll take me back home. And there we go. We have a fully functional website that we built in Canva. And I'm telling you, if you build your pitch deck like this and you send it to potential sponsors and partners, they're going to already put you on a higher level than pretty much everyone else reaching out to them because of the level of professionality, is that a word? The professionalism that went into this. You have a website about your analytics, and it has all the information they need and they want. Like, this is just on another level. Anyway, I hope that helps you. If it does, make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you build your own website or pitch deck like this, join my Discord and share it down in the Share Your Art channel. Would love to see what you guys make. But with that, I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.